Just because you slipped on a step doesn't mean you should throw yourself down the staircase, because every fall is only a lesson, not a life sentence, and each small stumble is simply a reminder that growth is never perfect, but always worth it. You focus too much on the bigger picture and often forget that a forest is made of individual trees, and each tree takes years of storms and seasons before it becomes strong enough to stand tall alone. Yet still part of the whole, the world doesn't always reward you for being a good person. But that is no reason not to be one, because kindness is not a transaction. It is a reflection of who you are. And even if the world turns a blind eye to it, your heart will always know the truth. The mountain you're climbing wasn't put there to punish you, but to show you what you're capable of, and to remind you that the strength you discover along the way is far more valuable than the view from the top. So maybe when things are okay, you'll look back and feel proud that you didn't give up, because the hardest chapters you endure today are the stories that will inspire others tomorrow. Change is never painful, only resistance to change is painful. And the more you resist, the heavier life feels. But the more you embrace change, the lighter your soul becomes. Things work out when you least expect them. Life has a funny way of surprising us when we're not looking for, because sometimes the best blessings are hidden in the moments we thought were the worst. Pain is the best instructor, but Noon wants to go to his class, yet those lessons are written in fire and carved into our souls, shaping us into people who can withstand storms. Life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you demand of yourself, because desire without discipline is only a dream. But demand backed by effort becomes destiny. Problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines, because every obstacle is also a direction, pointing you toward a new way forward. Sometimes being alone is the best medicine for your soul, because solitude reveals truths that noise hides and teaches you the language of your own heart. Even pleasures become punishments when taken beyond a certain point, for too much sweetness turns bitter and too much comfort breeds weakness. If you went back in time and fixed your past mistakes, you would erase yourself, because every scar, every failure, and every wrong turn built the exact version of you that stands today. The walls you've built to protect yourself are the same walls keeping you from growing, because fear of hurt also blocks the sunlight that makes you bloom. We all make mistakes, nobody is flawless, and those who act perfect are only hiding their cracks behind masks. The people with the worst past can create the best future, because pain, when transformed, becomes power, and brokenness can be turned into brilliance. It gets easier every day, but you have to do it every day. That's the hardest part, because consistency is what molds ordinary people into extraordinary beings. Trees don't hang around with the grass, even though they all started from the same place, because growth requires distance, and not everyone is meant to rise with you. In order to love who you are, you cannot hate the experiences that shaped you, because rejecting your past is rejecting your own roots, and without roots no tree can stand. Cold water feels warm when you're cold, reminding us that perspective changes everything. You can't give your life more time, so give your time more life, because time wasted is life lost, but time cherished is life eternal. Forget about the people in your past, they didn't make it to your future for a reason, because every departure is protection. Every goodbye is redirection. If you look at the people in your circle and you don't get inspired, you don't have a circle, you have a cage, because true friends push you forward, not chain you down. You learn a lot about people when they don't get what they want from you, and their reaction reveals whether their love was genuine or conditional. Life is like a coin, you can spend it any way you wish, but you only spend it once, and once it is gone, no amount of regret can buy it back. The truth doesn't cost anything, but a lie could cost you everything, because deception may win a moment, but it loses a lifetime. There are two types of pains, one that hurts you and the other that changes you. And often the pain that changes you is the one you will one day be most grateful for. If you live for people's acceptance, you will die from their rejection, because approval fades, but self-respect lasts forever. One day you'll see why God made you wait, because patience often hides preparation, and timing is the difference between failure and miracle. Life's tragedy is that we get old too soon and wise too late. But wisdom gained late is still wisdom that can guide those who come after you. Sometimes you have to suffer in life, not because you were a bad person, but because you didn't realize when to stop being good to the wrong person. And the lesson of letting go becomes the beginning of real freedom. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts because your mind is the soil, and your life is the harvest. When life becomes noisy and troublesome, learn to leave quietly, because silence is strength and walking away is sometimes the loudest statements. Silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a way to protect yourself from unnecessary harm and to keep your energy for battles that truly matter. Each wrinkle on your face is a mark of time capturing precious moments, and life lessons. Cherish them as a part of your journey of growth, because they are proof that you lived, that you loved, and that you endured. Slow down, listen to the rhythm of nature and the beat of your heart. Sometimes, the simplest things bring the deepest peace, because peace is not found in more but in less, in stillness and in gratitude. If your absence doesn't affect them, your presence never mattered, because value is not proven by words, but by how people act when you are gone. Your deepest, darkest moment may be the best thing that ever happens to you. It shapes you because the cracks in your soul are where the light of strength shines through. Aging is not the end, but a new chapter where wisdom and experience guide you to deeper and more meaningful things in life, because the end of one season is the beginning of another. Unfulfilled dreams don't mean you've missed out. Think of them as seeds planted within you, waiting to bloom when the time is right. Because delay is not denial, and some flowers are meant to blossom late. The slowness of aging is an opportunity to truly feel every breath, every moment, and every gentle touch of life. Because the slower you move, the more you see. And the more you see, the more you cherish. Never think that it's too late. Every moment is a new opportunity to start fresh, to love and to live more fully, because life only ends when you stop beginning. The most valuable lessons aren't those you learn from books, but those you glean from your own experiences, challenges, and joys in life. Because lived wisdom never fades and becomes part of your soul. Remember, you're not living just for yourself. Every action, every word you speak can be a legacy, impacting generations to come, because even the smallest ripple can create waves across time. Having good relationships or someone very close to you is worth everything, because love and loyalty are the true treasures of life, not wealth or fame. Never trust a friend who is silent about your flaws. They are watching you, waiting for you to fail or fall, because real friends correct you with love, while fake friends wait for your collapse with silence.